These injuries, they will never be the same. They will never, their lives are changed forever. Tonight. Just like that. All right, team. Told you I've admitted 12 on a Saturday. So how many are we up to so far?
4 or 5, something like that.
5 for sure.
Yeah.
2 car accidents, spleen, and then one coming from Fort McLeod now. Yeah,
What's
another
that
level
one?
1. Oh, man. Ever since I was a little boy, and my mom will tell you this, all I was ever going to do was be a doctor. When I left elementary, went to junior high school, they had a library, right? And so I was like, wow. The first book I took out of the library was called So You Want to Be a Doctor. That was the very first, I can still remember it. And that was the first book I took out of the library in grade 7. And all I ever wanted to do was be a doctor. That's all I ever wanted to do. So my life was very clear. There was something innate, that was my path. So, and I know that, I appreciate that. I see people who struggle with what are they going to do, and even within medicine, then what do they want to do after that? And I never experienced that. Like it was just clear to me what I was going to do.
Don't worry, they're going to look, you're at the Rocky View, they're going to do a good job of looking out to you. Don't you worry about that. All right, buddy. Okay. Bye. Merry Christmas if I don't see you before. All right. Okay. I get to get up every single day, and I get to go to work, and I get to help people. Yes, it's my job. I know that. But at the same time, we go out of our way every day for people. They don't even know. We don't, and that's just what we're called to do.
I was on call at the hospital all night, and I got some sleep, it wasn't so bad. I got to bed I got about 4 to 5 hours of sleep last night, so that wasn't too bad, yeah.
Okay.
And then took care of all that, and then came here. Yeah, it's all good. I saw 24 patients this morning here.
Wow.
Everything here is a booked, planned event. Typically, we're surgeons, so they come up to us because they need surgery. And so, but not emergent surgery, then you would go to emerge. When we're on call stuff, that's all the emergent stuff. So last night it was people with bowel obstructions, appendicitis, those type of things that require emergent or urgent care. Every night.
Really? Every night there's like a...
Every night there's, not every night there's something, yeah. Very rarely is there a night that there are no calls. Level 1, blunt. Uh-oh, this is not good. ETA 1 minute. I gotta go, yeah. So I gotta go get my boots on now. This is a big deal. Blunt trauma, his blood pressure's low. Come on, we gotta answer this call right away. I got like 2 minutes to answer the phone. I don't know if this phone will work or not. Staff phone only, yeah, maybe it will work. Start the way. I'll be down in a couple of minutes. Okay, bye. Let's go. Oh, we see lots of blunt traumas, right? They usually don't need much done, but there's lots of reasons to have a low blood pressure, right? The chest is one, so we got them tubed. figure out what his chest is doing. After that, could be bleeding. That's the next thing we're concerned about, and that's where I'll come in. And then we have to decide, do we go straight to the operating room, or do we, if we can stabilize him with volume, and then we go to scanner, sort out his injuries, and maybe embolize him like we did the guy today, right? All right, let's go. Emerge it is.
Dr. Way.
She's coming up, guys.
Pressure 97 over 82 by monitor on the left arm.
And what was her last pressure before all this little hype? So this is not
18
bad.
in the left forearm, 18 in the right foot.
We're still gonna have to scan her, you know that, don't you? The thing is, it's all important, right? I mean, the human side of it's important, but that's why we got social work there. They're there dealing with this, and you could see that husband just now. You could hear in his voice the concern and the worry, right? And you know, I don't have all the answers for him, but I had to help him to. I couldn't put him in panic mode, could I? Now that's the art of medicine, right? Okay, so that accounts for her. You know, this is why we come to PanScan. So we just scanned her head. Doesn't look too bad. Yet you see that we just keep on going, right? We can't get lost in that human tragedy because nothing will happen, right? Acetabular and both legs, plus whatever else we find. So I'm going to, I know, I'm going back to Emerge. I want to touch base about all the other patients, then I'll be back here. So everybody calls this the Museum of Jeff. My mother kept everything. These are, look, my Boy Scout and Cub badges. I just got my award in Edmonton. A member emeritus of the Alberta Medical Association for 20 years of service on committees and that for the AMAs. So that was pretty cool to be recognized for that. This is the sinking of the Titanic that was written in 1912. It was written like 3 or 4 months after the ship actually sunk. Yeah, and that belonged to my grandfather. I did a paper on that in junior high school. You know, my mom saved all this stuff. My doctor's bag from medical school days. So she saved it all, man. Yeah, all still there. All still there. And here's so this is where I'm doing my courses. You know, I'm on my last course for my master's, right? So I just had to do a book report on the end of apologetics. Won't we, Amoon? You sit up here with me a lot when I'm doing those book reports, don't you? I know you love it up here, but we gotta go. Come on.
Being a Christian, that's what it's about. Helping people in need.
Well, I'm Jeff Way, and I learned today I'm the mystery student. I've been here for 13 years doing this online, so I've never actually been on campus. And I did try to keep this to 3 minutes. But now you're going to learn what it is when a surgeon says he's done in 3 minutes.
The Master of Christian Studies is a 2-year graduate level program designed for those seeking more theological grounding, whether in a ministry setting or as a Christian layman or woman in any profession. Would these graduates please stand and approach the platform?
Jeff was born in St. John's, Newfoundland, and has moved to Calgary in 1988 as a general surgeon at Rocky View Hospital and chief of trauma. It was here that he met his future wife, Marianne Manning. The Waves have 3 daughters, Jillian, Emily, and Sarah, who are all present to celebrate with him today. The degree he receives today is the fruit of 12 years of steady effort in the midst of a busy medical career. He now hopes to put his theological training to use in the area of medical ethics as he currently sits on a province-wide expert panel regarding physician-assisted death.
nonstop for 10 hours already. And I got another 10 to go. And you know, by the time we see these patients, there's 2 patients in Emerge yet to see and sort out. It's going to be another couple hours at least. And so that's 12 hours, and then it's still only midnight. So then there's still more work to be done, most likely. Hello, hello. There they are. Here you go. The night shift gets up to see some Christmas treats from me and Dr. Dunham. Really? All right. Yay. Chocolate popcorn. Treats. You're welcome. I do a very varied general surgery practice, okay? I do trauma, so it's all the big stuff. And then I do office practice, which is lumps and bumps and hemorrhoids and stuff. That's not glorious surgery, right? But you know something? You do a lot of good for people. You know, people come in and they are so thankful that someone will listen to them and deal with these little problems that they have. And as I always say, you can't go to Canadian Tire and get a do-it-yourself kit at home, you know, like that doesn't exist. Homeowners helping homeowners, right? Like you can't do that. We're the only ones who can do it for people. And so if we don't help them, who will? I just came off a week of trauma at the Foothills, and you know, we're dealing with a lot of big injuries and stuff. So at this time, you know, it gives you a few minutes to just think about what's going on in there and what you might find and what you're going to do and get your game plan, you know, sort of organized in your head and stuff. And for this, it's just a moment just to relax and it's all good. Now, typically the operating room starts at 8 o'clock, okay? I was on call, so I worked all day yesterday in my office. I finished my office at 4:30. I started call at the Foothills at 5 o'clock. I was on call at the Foothills until 8 this morning. Left there and came here. So this is why I had a late start, was because I need to move between sites. So all out, all's perfect. You know, it's not that often that we really instantly save a life, right? I mean, it does happen, and it's good. You know, like that's what we're here for. That's what we train for. That's what we're here for. This is what we do, and you know, it's a huge team effort. You know, in trauma in particular, right? You got your nurses, you got your RTs, your Emerge docs, you got the residents. You know, everybody from the guys who are doing the CPR on some of these patients to porters. Like, it's a huge team effort. We get to see people at times in their lives and environment nobody else does, and that's a real privilege. You got to respect that. And you know, they're injured, they're hurt, they're sick, and we get to be there and look after them, and that's huge. And you know, people cannot. You got to respect that. You got to. It's a privilege to do what we do, I think, and you got to stay calm. I was actually telling the residents this, and that if we lose control in a big situation or appear to lose control, everything goes downhill. So when you're the guy in charge, you've got to maintain that control. No matter what, you've got to maintain it, and that's so important because the rest of the team looks to you, and you've got to maintain that the whole time. So you've got to maintain that calmness, and if you lose it,
Can you also guys get a...
that was a good day, hey? I mean, we gave the whole trauma pack in CT. You gave the whole trauma pack.
And so
Have it a bit more ketamine and probably put her on some weight.
Yeah, let's just get it in and it was done.
It's fine.
Jamie, a lot of what we deal with here are social issues that we can't fix, and they're way bigger than trauma, and they need outside support from all the agencies, and it's tough. There are a lot of people in need, and we can't fix them all. I wish we could. I wish there was a little thing you could cut out and say, fix this social problem, and you cut it out and it's done. Healthcare is totally different from everything else, because you know that you're dealing with people's lives, and you know, for this person coming in with whatever may be wrong, I fixed the problem, but that person has a mom and a dad, kids, wife, brothers, sisters, loved ones. They are part of somebody's life, right? And I'm not part of their life. I'm just fixing whatever's wrong, right?
Remember, this is 8 hours into the injury already. Yeah. So like, it's not like this is a brand new injury, and we're looking at this, he just got here from an hour ago. He's managed to maintain a fair degree of viability of this over 8 hours already, right? There is some venous congestion, but I would not be taking this now. If I was to do this, this would be to come back tomorrow and look at it. I would be leaving that today, absolutely. I'm going to take today what we need to take, GE from the iliocecal junction all the way. So if that's going to go, the whole thing is going to go. This little tiny bit, then you've got to pull up either you pull up an ileostomy or you do your primary anastomosis tomorrow. So otherwise we got all of this here, right? And I'm hoping that this is going to survive. I've seen a lot worse than that. Okay, but it is dusky, you're right, but if I was just walking into this 1 hour into the thing, I'd be, oh my. The beauty of this is we're 8 hours into it, so this may all survive, because it's survived this long. How much hemoglobin has he lost? 18 points. 18? Can you shine that light there for her, please? Okay, so let's staple this off here. This is gone for sure. So if this is alive tomorrow, you got a little more complicated, it's a little different issue. But if this is dead tomorrow and you're taking this out, I would take this to here, done, colostomy, then he can get better.
They just got up today to go somewhere, and all of a sudden their lives are forever changed. So here's something I find very interesting. How you meet somebody, they come in and they're sick, and I see them, I meet them, you know, we have a very short interaction, and then I say, you know, here's the problem, we're going to take you to the operating room, and here's what we're going to do, and we discuss the procedure, and it's like, this person puts their complete trust in me and in the system. And not just them, they're sick, but their family member who's with them, they just give us their complete trust that we are going to do what's right. There is no control. They are completely asleep. The family members are waiting, and there's just this complete trust that we're going to do what's right and look after them. That's amazing. Yeah, man, this is a different world. I know. Don't worry. It is a different world, and as I say, there's no life like it, and we get to be part of that, and no one else gets that, right? So I'm doing what I always wanted to do since I was a little boy. I'm still doing it, and I still love what I do pretty much every day. And what can I say? It doesn't get any better than that. Jamie's an independent filmmaker, and Jamie's been doing a series on People of Passion. So he's here today to also document this part of my life. So don't worry, you're not going to be in the movie, it's all about me.